Hi, it's Fearless, and welcome back to Zero Escape's second game, Virtue's Last Reward. At the end of the last episode, we got to the decision where we have to decide ally or betray with Quark. Tenmyoji decided to stay behind in the treatment centre with Quark, as he's in one of the pods still, and he does trust that Phi and Luna will not kill him, pretty much. So, well, yeah, that definitely means that Tenmyoji just hates us, Sigma, since he's totally willing to trust Phi with his life. And he's trusting that Clover won't then betray Quark. And apparently there is some connection between those two. But we don't know what that is yet, and we will hopefully find out soon. So let's just continue where we were. Question was, what would I do? Ally? Or betray? Just as Clover had said, betraying Quark was like betraying Tenmyoji. We already did that once and he hated us for it. That wasn't even taking into consideration that Quark was just a kid. Which really is a form of manipulation. And he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Well, it's funny you should say that, because on the next ending we are going to do just that. Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. Ooh. Don't make me feel sorry for the situation, I'm going to feel awful about making the decision later, even though we're trying to do all endings. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. Ooh, Sigma, you're better than this. If I chose betray, then I'd have 9 BP. We'll be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game.
So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally? Or betray? I chose
3, 2, 1.
I almost pressed down. Okay, no. We're choosing ally. It's being recorded, please wait.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
I feel better about that decision. Which means I'm going to feel absolutely awful betraying him next time. But, well, I said we've got to do it. We need all endings. We're almost at the end. Well, I have no idea how long those sections are going to take, but that was our final choice for this section. So we'll get an ending either way.
Ambidex gates now opening.
What did you choose, Sigma?
Was she not watching at all? Was she just like standing in a corner and letting us do it? You didn't see me push the button?
No?
Why not? Weird. Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Which kind of sounds like you pressed betray. Let's not say anything that's gonna make us think. Let's go. I gave her a pat on the shoulder and headed towards the wall where the results would be displayed.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Someone must have betrayed, right? We can't have all been nice this time.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
What if Tenmyoji was absolutely wrong to trust Luna and Phi though? What if they... seriously, what if they betrayed him? Oh. It would be absolutely awful, wouldn't it? Or what if because we chose ally, they would have chose ally? But if we do the next ending where we betray, maybe they choose betray on that one as well, and it would be terrible. Okay. Why'd they take so long to do the Quark reveal? Because if that suddenly said betray, we'd be like, what the heck? Okay. Well, to be fair, we kind of expected that with Chaos and Dio because they pretty much said that that was the only way that was going to go, really. It was in the last episode, I think. Well, at least it was a nice round. That's good. That could have gone so bad.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Okay.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
So you chose ally, huh?
Well, I didn't have much of a choice that time, to be fair. Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that. I can't stop thinking about the next time we do this. Because before I go back and do the vote with Temioji to ally, I've got to do the betray Quark ending. And I really don't want to. But I'm here the whole time just like, I'm not going to betray him. Like, how could we betray this sick kid? And we're betraying Temioji again if we do that. And now let's go betray him. Like, it's awful.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. I am curious though if anyone actually chose betray that first time. It would be so awful. But she's gonna hate us next time as well when we do the betray. No one's gonna like us. But it'd be fine because then we'd have the 9 and can get out, right? So it's fine that no one would like us because bye guys! So you guys chose ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only 1 BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally.
Yeah. But if I was against Temioji again, I would have allied as well. And not just because of how awful we acted. Though, I feel like if I had been against him and chose ally, he'd have just been there like with this ridiculous answer being like, oh, you only chose it this time because you didn't choose it last time, you knew that I hated you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but shh. I don't feel like we can win with Temioji.
So there's no way we could betray somebody in that position. If we had, then he'd...
Yeah, you didn't have much of a choice. Alice K and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem?
Yeah, but to be fair, they might have only just pressed betray because you were obviously going to betray. She'd have been stupid if she'd done ally.
You're either crazy or just an asshole.
Oh,
Were you trying to kill me?
maybe they're just trying to protect themselves.
No, nothing like that.
Well then, what was it like? If we'd voted ally,
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
That doesn't mean he wants to lose them.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked Ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
So, since they were saying all this, I'm guessing he's the one that actually pressed the button. But Kay would have known that if he'd have picked the betray, then he'd have gained. And but I don't know, maybe they had this conversation and well, it was a bad thing to do. They obviously knew that Alice wasn't going to Ally, so they didn't have much of a choice then anyway.
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be game over. Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place.
Well, it's only miserable if that's what you make it. If you want to live a good life stuck in that place, then be happier about it.
You see? That's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Are you wanting us to thank you? Because I'm not going to. Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the door sliding shut.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round.
That's what I thought.
Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys.
Huh? Well, the sun and the moon you could only use once, so would that mean you wouldn't need to get another one after the stacker, you'd just keep using it?
The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Nine times as we want, huh? And that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we want. Right?
But why would you?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The parent solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, I did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colours and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. It's solo. Red. There. Ooh, so that one's Luna's. 8 there. I don't know who's on that. Is that be? It looks like. Oh no, I wouldn't expect it to. Mean. So. Purple. See, that one looks more like Faizan. I'm forgetting who we have though. Yeah, that's always the elephant. So 1 pair. It's so blue. I see. I wish I could see them all on the same screen at the same time because I can't remember anything. Okay. Ah, Clover! That's who I was forgetting. Yeah. So Luna and Clover are a cyan pair. Fi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining 3 are all solos. Kay is red, Dio is green, and I'm blue. Which is weird, because if they're red, green, and blue, the others are cyan and magenta. You would then think Quark and Temioji are possibly a pair. But then, would they be yellow? Well, how does this work with the doors? So how are the groups supposed to work for the next round? Exactly. I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down the floor in Floor B warehouse. But then why do we need colours if they're white? Unless now they're a colour, but I still don't know what colours they're meant to be for what we have.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover.
Huh? Because I know we went over there, like Sigma and Clover, we went over there and saw them. It's a bit strange that Alice had gone over there and not actually said anything to anyone else, so.
I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? I nodded and began to explain. Option A. Temioji and Quark, yellow, pair up with me, blue, to open 1 door. Okay, yeah, because we're making white. Alright. Fi and Alice magenta pair up with Dio green to open another door. Luna and Clover cyan pair up with Kay red to open the last one. Okay. I know there's no point me thinking too much about this since we have no more choices to make. But just trying to figure out what option actually would be the best one. Because I know Temioji doesn't like us, but we didn't betray Quark. But he probably thinks that Clover had something to do with that anyway. Alice won't want to be with Dio. And Luna and Clover and Kay doesn't seem too bad.
Oh? Is there only one option?
Yes. No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors.
Well, that'll be fun then.
Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too. But if we all need to go through the door, we'd really have to hope that that pod's done what it's doing. Because we need to go, we can't just leave him there.
If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anybody he could pair up with.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's already hating it.
I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
You have to put up with him until you're out of this place,
Well,
unfortunately.
you just didn't think hard enough then.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait,
Yeah, puts up with. Well, it's true. We are putting up with you. Oh, it'll be fun when we finally get to do a route with him. I'm saying fun. Maybe it won't be. Maybe we'll actually realise just how much, like, we'd hate him and understand why everyone else is hating him. Maybe that's it.
So, what should we do now?
Well, we'll probably have to go back to the treatment centre, see what's going on with Temioji and Quark, and then we can work from that. Because we need to check that that's what their bracelets are, for starters. And we need to see what's going on with Quark. And, well, to be fair, when we got to the last lot of doors, we couldn't actually get in there for hours. So we might as well go to the treatment centre, because we probably can't go through the other doors for hours too.
It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we do. Yeah, about 80 minutes. Well, hopefully Quark will be alright by then. I don't know how long that pod's meant to take. So, we have a solo now. I don't know if we still can't make any more choices or anything. But we're a solo and we're on 8 now actually, aren't we? So actually that'd be kind of it with the next choice, wouldn't it? Because if we betrayed, the others are probably going to betray, so they don't lose anything, nothing would happen. But if we allied, then the other side would know that if they allied, we'd get, 10. So they're more likely to betray us. And Temioji doesn't like us anyway, so he's more likely to betray just to pay me back for the last time. Okay.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Accelavir, right?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you guys. Don't fancy doing anything else right now. Is that a good enough answer? Nope, didn't think so. Guess I'm helping. Of course I'll help. Kind of a jerk, wouldn't I? Why did I feel like there'd been more to the sentence there? What kind of jerk wouldn't?
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment centre, and Clover, Fight and myself to the pressure exchange chamber. That doesn't sound nice. Okay, guess we'll go do that.
Shall we regroup minutes before the doors open?
Only 10 minutes. Okay. We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him.
I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right.
Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. There's not really much in here, but alright. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room.
Still very spacious.
There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
Oh.
How do you know that? Alice told me.
Oh, you're getting along great with Alice. You're gonna make Clover jealous.
She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah,
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
So this is the real thing.
seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
Oh, you and Alice this and Alice that. Alright, stop it, besties. I get it. No one wants to be my friend. Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room?
Mm-hmm.
Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa, 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 whoa! Then that newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
I don't think it's that simple.
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Alright. There's one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
That's what I was just thinking. So, there could be like another 100 doors behind that door. We don't actually know that that is straight to outside. Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir.
I don't get why we're all searching again though, because if we were going to find it, wouldn't we have found it when we were looking in these, like, to escape those rooms anyway? Because we obviously looked quite thoroughly since we needed to find things.
Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you might not be the only one that needs it. We may all need it soon enough.
I'll go look around upstairs.
Probably should have used the scan on all of us just to see, because someone else may have it and not know that they have it, and it'd been good to know. And then deal with it before something bad happens.
You two take this floor, alright?
Well, I don't have much of a choice there, do I? Got it.
Okay.
Why am I being left for Clover again, though? We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? Pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Well, that's helpful, thank you. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions. We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no. But
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
so what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Well, just tell us, we need to know at some point. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organisation, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally she lifted her head and met my eyes.
Fine.
Oh good, we're gonna get somewhere.
I think I can trust you.
Think you can? Well, it's better than hating us.
Just don't tell Alice, okay?
I think Alice already knows. No, I'm joking. No, we won't tell her that you told us. Alright?
Promise?
I do. Promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt attention, at a complete loss for words. Here is what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, or an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organisations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I've played the nonary game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We'd just escaped and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving. And that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOIS and she'd been on her way to the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broke down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking and it turned out that Alice had got a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing in the nonary game had anything to do with the terrorists. But Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. Okay. And they were never heard of again, so them disappearing is a bit weird. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mum got real worried about me and my brother since we'd got kidnapped. Since we'd got kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome for one. And he was in both of the last two nonary games too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mum though, so after that... all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. Couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day. We decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe and he composed music. He plays the harp and he started writing this kind of new agey music. But kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after the second honorary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too. It only took a moment to realise how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first honorary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organisation is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenic field. Morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first honorary game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that! I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them. No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Oh right, I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. That was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first honorary game might have been part of the terrorist organisation Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. My brother too. The clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second honorary game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I'm confused. Because why would you specifically want Junpei? Obviously he's going to go after looking for I can't speak. He's going to go looking for Akane. But why are they the only people that can do it because they can't find him? Like, they just said they had a load of other people, so why do they not specifically need them? I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please. Did they all exchange numbers or something? Because I kind of just imagine they'd all go off and... Bye! Not a... And here's my number if you ever want to talk to me about this horrifying experience again. Like, no, you're not doing that. Just do me a favour and help Alice out. Jump here. Like 7, another participant from the second nunnery game. Akane, one of the people behind the second nunnery game. 7 was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple of months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills, and SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. We'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field missions. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility posing as one of their workers and then use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake and I got captured. Alice had to come rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Really, you should just be happy with being yourself. You don't need to be like someone else. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where the headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. Yeah, because that's a fun day to strike, isn't it? I'm sure everyone appreciates Christmas being ruined. This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans. People? Why plural? And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Why is she smiling again? All that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. I know how she feels. It is tiring. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess? I'm guessing you can't use them right now.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response.
Yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking.
But does she definitely know that there isn't, or is she just guessing that there isn't? So what if there is? Would obviously be helpful, but I don't know who it'd be.
Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers.
Okay, so that would mean there is someone there, but well, she isn't able to use hers because they're absorbing it. But then that makes me think of what she was just saying, that Seven had said that they couldn't find Junpei, which is why they needed Clover and her brother. But if they were wanting Junpei, but he wasn't available, that would mean that he would be stronger than them. So that would mean that if Junpei was there, then he'd be absorbing her powers because he's stronger. Which then actually it kind of brings me back to what I was saying before about how Clover, it seems like Clover knows Tenmyoji, and if I think that she's one of the ones that was frozen, then it would explain why Tenmyoji would be older, because Junpei is obviously the first name, and Tenmyoji sounds like a surname. So is Junpei Tenmyoji? Because that would make sense if Junpei is stronger and someone stronger is absorbing it. If Junpei is there, then it could make sense that he's the one absorbing it, and it would make sense how he would be totally willing to trust Clover because he obviously knew her. But yeah, it must mean that we're definitely not in the year that she thinks we're in. Because, well, like, obviously he's older.
Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
We were getting so much information out of you. Why are you suddenly closing off? What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
But we already promised we weren't going to tell Alice that we've been told this information. Just tell me, please. Exactly. I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
See, now she isn't trusting me again. Tell me. Tell me all your secrets. Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
That is really helpful. But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be next week or next month or even next year.
Well, if you had a plan and you'd been planning it for about 20 years, soon would mean in a year because, well, it's a lot sooner than it was 20 years ago. But if you'd only been planning this thing for about a month, soon is probably in a few days and not in a year. That's not soon at all.
Or it could have happened already.
Well, especially if we're not in the year we think we're in. Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense?
Why is she always so happy?
Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Makes sense. Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm contradicting myself now. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Lost the memory, or... Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
Quark is out too.
So you're saying Temyoji, Dio5, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organisation to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Oh, that sounds religious now. Purifying the unclean.
Oh.
Oh, were you not meant to say that, Hagrid?
Unclean.
Oh, okay. Nope, not getting it.
Unclean. Unclean. Unclean.
Yes. What? What are you doing?
Shut up! Just hold on a minute.
Fine, I'll hold on. I will hold on until the next episode, because I'm going to end this one here. So, we learned a lot of information, I think. We may have figured out some answers to some things. I can't guarantee if anything I said was correct, but things seem to be slotting in place, which is insane since this is like coming up to our first ending. Like, why are we learning so many answers so early on in the game? So maybe this was a great route to do first. Who knows? Either way, I will end this episode here. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.